right, Mike, we should be good and ready to go. How you feeling?
My trachea hurts. Cough. Cough.
Great. Okay, we're going to be live. 3, 2, 1.
Fellas, can we still do it?
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, players, and pimps. Welcome to my program, Art at a Glance. Please forgive my accent. The doctor says I'm coming down with a bit of malignant lung cancer, so today's interview will be taking place using a freaking sweet new web chat format called Skunt. It's whatever I say it is, smart ass. I'm the one hosting this interview, not your camera carrying ass. Anyhow, today we are going to be talking to an interesting new artist by the name of Joseph Reeves. He is in the middle of an ambitious new art project that entails rewriting the Quran. Isn't that right, Joseph?
Yeah. For the most part, yeah. I won't be reinterpreting the Quran in a literary sense, but the idea is that I copy and rescribe the text word for word onto the paper, this like 8-foot sheet of paper, and simply through this kind of repetitious layering process, the words take on this very unique, very beautiful aesthetic that's really kind of entirely their own.
Interesting. Is it true that you fasted and isolated yourself without sleep for 3 days to complete this project?
Well, initially that was my plan, but it didn't quite work out that way. I had to make some decisions about what the piece really meant to me, and after 48 hours, 2 straight days, I finally decided that, as a drawing, the piece was complete. I was satisfied with where it was, and to carry through with the performance simply for the sake of going 3 days seemed like a bit of a cheap way to bring attention to the work or the subject matter.
So wait, are you telling me you failed?
Well, on one hand, I failed to work within the parameters I had envisioned, but on the other, I did so in order to preserve the aesthetic of the physical final product. And it was a difficult decision for me to have made, but the Quran and the writing process and the full piece really came first in this study, and I had to hold true to that.
How did you manage to miscalculate so badly?
I don't think it was that bad, but I mean, the work progressed much faster than I thought it would. Initially, I figured when working on such a large scale, there would be no chance the rewriting process would reach its max in my time limit, even at 3 days. So, since I was harnessing the art making process as kind of fueled mentally and physically, then the only way for me to have kept going would have been to continue working just arbitrarily for the sake of working, and in doing that, I would have been going against my principles and my aesthetic goals as well. So,
And what were these goals, exactly?
well, I'll be cautious about what I do and don't tell you because I like for the viewer to make some of their own decisions regarding the meaning, but all in all, I like the simplicity of the idea and the resulting purity of the aesthetic. I think no matter what conclusions the viewer might draw, the final product is indicative of language and signs, so as a freebie, I'll say that anyone interested in semantics might be intrigued with this project in particular.
So why did you choose the Quran? Are you planning on joining Al-Qaeda or commenting on the Muslim faith?
Well, I know viewers are going to bring their own baggage to the table on this one, but I mean, subjectively, the piece has very little to do with anyone's religious beliefs. I'd say the debatability of the Quran's translation to English and my use of art as a means to function as kind of a spiritual or philosophical tool. I mean, those might be things to consider, but for the most part, it's more about communication than anything. That said, though, I thought it was very beautiful writing, and I do hope that that reflects in the work.
Whatever you say, cough, terrorist. So we've discussed your hopes and failures. What were you pleased about with the piece overall?
I'm satisfied with the notion that the piece put me through a real experience, for better or for worse, and that's something that I'll take with me into future projects. Just like life, there's ups and there's downs, and there's good and there's bad, and failures and success, and I like when my art is reflective of that.
Thank you so much for your time, Joe.
You got it, anytime, man.
Well, there you have it, folks. Joe's new piece can be seen at the opening for Center, a hot new gallery run by the wonderful rapscallions you might know as Cody and Rudy. Stay tuned for everything you could ever want to know about tapeworms and more.